Sami loved visiting his grandma. Every time he stepped into her cozy, warm house, he felt a sense of adventure and comfort. The smell of freshly baked cookies and the sight of his grandma's welcoming smile always made his heart leap with joy. Her house was old and creaky, full of surprises. The wooden floors would creak with every step, and the walls were adorned with vintage decor that told stories of the past. Sami loved the character and charm of the house, which felt like a treasure trove of memories. Sami's favorite room was the attic, filled with old furniture and dusty boxes. It was a magical place where he could let his imagination run wild. He would spend hours exploring the cluttered space, pretending to be an adventurer discovering hidden treasures.
One day, Sami went to visit Grandma. As he arrived at her doorstep, he was greeted with a warm hug and a kiss on the cheek. "Hello, my dear Sami," Grandma said with a smile. "I've been waiting for you." She was baking cookies in the kitchen. The aroma of chocolate chip cookies filled the air, making Sami's mouth water. He loved watching Grandma bake, her hands moving skillfully as she mixed the dough and placed the cookies in the oven.
"Go on up to the attic, Sami," Grandma said, her voice gentle and encouraging. "I know how much you love it up there. You might find something new today." "I'll call you when the cookies are ready," she added with a wink. Sami nodded eagerly and made his way to the attic, his heart pounding with excitement. What new adventures awaited him in the dusty, mysterious room? As Sami climbed the wooden stairs, he could hear the familiar creaks and groans of the old house. He pushed open the attic door and was greeted by the sight of old trunks and boxes piled high. He decided to open one of the trunks, and to his amazement, he found an old treasure map inside. Sami's eyes widened with excitement as he examined the map. It was filled with strange symbols and markings, leading to what seemed like a hidden treasure. He couldn't believe his luck. This was the adventure he had always dreamed of. He quickly ran down the stairs, clutching the map tightly in his hands. "Grandma, look what I found!" he exclaimed, bursting into the kitchen. Grandma turned around, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. "Well, what do we have here?" she asked, taking the map from Sami. Together they examined the map, tracing the lines and symbols with their fingers. "It looks like this map leads to a hidden treasure," Grandma said thoughtfully. "We should follow it and see where it takes us." Sami's heart raced with excitement. "Can we go now, Grandma?" he asked eagerly. Grandma chuckled and nodded. "Of course, my dear. Let's pack a bag and get ready for our adventure." With their bag packed and the map in hand, Sami and Grandma set off on their adventure. They walked down the path, their hearts filled with anticipation and excitement. What wonders would they discover? Only time would tell. Sami ran to the attic. He loved exploring. He saw something new. It was a staircase in the corner, covered in cobwebs.
Sami was curious. He had never seen this staircase before. He slowly walked towards it and brushed away the cobwebs.
Sami took a deep breath and stepped on the first stair. Whoosh! The attic disappeared. Sami was in a jungle. Tall trees surrounded him, and he heard the sounds of parrots and monkeys.
Sami laughed. This was amazing. He couldn't wait to explore this jungle.
Sami walked through the jungle. He saw colorful parrots. They talked to him and told him jokes. He saw monkeys swinging from vines, so playful.
Sami wanted to stay and play all day. But he knew he had to go back. He stepped back on the staircase. Whoosh! He was back in the attic.
Section 5. The second step. A castle in the clouds. This is where our journey takes a magical turn, leading us to a place that seems almost too fantastical to be real. A place where dreams and reality blur into one.
I wanted to see where the next step led. My heart was pounding with excitement and curiosity. Each step felt like a new adventure, a new discovery waiting to unfold. The stairs seemed endless, but my determination was unwavering.
He stepped on the second stair. With each step, the air grew lighter and the surroundings more ethereal. It was as if the very essence of the place was changing, becoming more magical with every upward movement.
Whoosh! A sudden gust of wind enveloped me, lifting me off my feet. It was both exhilarating and terrifying, like being caught in a whirlwind of dreams. The wind seemed to carry whispers of ancient secrets and untold stories.
He was floating in the clouds. The sensation was surreal, like being cradled by the sky itself. The clouds were soft and cool, wrapping around him like a gentle embrace. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated wonder.
I saw a beautiful castle. It stood majestically amidst the clouds, its towers reaching towards the heavens. The castle seemed to be made of pure light, shimmering and glowing with an otherworldly radiance. It was a sight that took my breath away.
It sparkled in the sunlight. The castle's walls were adorned with jewels that caught the light, creating a dazzling display of colors. It was as if the castle itself was alive, pulsating with energy and magic. The sunlight danced on its surface, making it look like a beacon of hope and dreams.
I walked towards the castle. Each step felt like a journey through time and space. The closer I got, the more I could feel the castle's magic enveloping me. It was a place of wonder, where anything seemed possible. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of distant melodies.
He felt like he was in a dream. The entire experience was so surreal, so enchanting, that it was hard to believe it was real. It was a place where dreams came to life, where the impossible became possible. It was a reminder that sometimes the most magical places are the ones we find within ourselves. A friendly dragon greeted Sami at the castle door. Sami had never seen a dragon before, and his eyes widened with excitement and a hint of nervousness. The dragon, with its emerald green scales and kind eyes, bowed slightly and extended a claw in a welcoming gesture. Sami took a deep breath and stepped forward, feeling a mix of curiosity and wonder.
"Welcome, young adventurer." The dragon's voice was deep but gentle, resonating with warmth. "We have been expecting you. The castle is filled with wonders and delights, and tonight we celebrate your arrival with a grand feast."
The dragon took Sami inside. There was a feast. The grand hall was adorned with banners and lanterns, casting a warm glow over the long banquet tables laden with food. Sami's mouth watered at the sight of roasted meats, fresh fruits, and an array of pastries. The aroma was intoxicating, and the sound of laughter and music filled the air.
"Wow, look at all this food!" Sami exclaimed, his eyes darting from one dish to another. He had never seen such a lavish spread before. The dragon chuckled and patted Sami on the back, guiding him to a seat at the head of the table.
Sami ate delicious food and danced with knights and princesses. The knights, clad in shining armor, showed Sami how to perform the traditional dances of the kingdom. The princesses, in their elegant gowns, twirled gracefully around the hall. Sami felt like he was in a dream, laughing and dancing without a care in the world. He had so much fun. The night was filled with joy and merriment. Sami played games with the other children, listened to stories from the wise old wizards, and even tried his hand at juggling with the court jesters. The dragon watched over him, ensuring that he was having the time of his life. But then, he started to miss his grandma's cookies. As the night wore on, Sami found a quiet corner to sit and reflect. The feast was wonderful, and the castle was magical, but he couldn't shake the feeling of longing for home. He remembered the smell of his grandma's freshly baked cookies and the warmth of her kitchen.
"I think it's time for me to go," Sami said softly to himself. He knew that adventures were exciting, but there was something special about the comfort of home. He stood up and made his way to the dragon, who was talking to a group of knights.
He hugged the dragon goodbye and stepped back on the staircase. The dragon's eyes softened with understanding. "You are always welcome here, young adventurer," the dragon said. "May your journey home be safe and swift." Sami smiled and hugged the dragon tightly before stepping onto the magical staircase that would take him back home. As he ascended, he looked back one last time at the castle, feeling grateful for the unforgettable experience. Whoosh! Sami was back in the attic. The staircase was gone. "Sami, cookies are ready!" Grandma called from downstairs. Sami smiled and ran to see his grandma.
"Coming, Grandma!"
Sami told Grandma about the jungle and the castle. Grandma smiled. "That sounds like a wonderful adventure." She gave Sami a warm cookie.
"Thanks, Grandma."
Sami took a bite of the cookie and smiled contentedly. Sami never found the staircase again, but he never forgot his magical adventure. He knew that anything was possible. He just had to use his imagination.
Anything is possible.
The end.